Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have an absolute work of art here to take a look at. It is an incredible looking Ceratosaurus bust. This was actually created by Allan Palmer, who is one of the greatest paleo artists, I would say, in the entire world. Definitely one of the leading paleo artists when it comes to just how beautiful his models look. I've actually painted one for a friend of mine not long ago. It was a fantastic looking Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I actually have just been sent another one from that same person to repaint for him now. So it's a really cool feathered Rex now that I'm going to be painting for him. So definitely some beautiful sculpts that Allan Palmer has created, but this is the first one that I've had the opportunity to paint up for myself to add to my collection, and I must say that it is just incredible looking here in hand. This Ceratosaurus is pretty much exactly what I would like to see on a Ceratosaurus. I would have loved to have seen a full-bodied version of this. It is just so unbelievably appealing to me. And this is actually a kit. This will come fully put together. The head and everything is completely one solid piece, but you would then have to apply it to this area back here to attach it to the base. But again, it'll come basically blank, and then you would have to paint it and assemble it slightly for yourself. But this actually isn't for sale currently. This is something that will be for sale at some point in the near future. I was lucky enough to obtain one through Allan Palmer himself, so a huge thank you goes out to Allan for allowing me the opportunity to get a hold of one of these a little bit early. But he has just recently had a child, and he stated that it's taking up a lot of his time, so he's a little bit too busy right now to produce the figure, but it will be getting released at some point in the near future. And again, definitely something that I highly recommend picking up if you do get an opportunity. But I'm really excited to show you guys just how nice this Ceratosaurus truly is. So let's go ahead and jump straight to a closer look right now. So you can see straight away looking at the Ceratosaurus here that it is about as highly detailed as it gets. It is just gorgeous detail-wise. You can see the skin texture is phenomenal throughout the face of this Ceratosaurus. Beautiful, very fine detailing as far as the texturing to the skin. But as you lead up here into the snout, you can see that the scales get pretty big. You have some really nice, beautiful looking, very vibrant scale detail right here in the snout leading down into the upper jaw here. The nostril is very nicely sculpted out right there. The texturing to the skin and everything here within the palate is also quite beautiful. You can almost see like some slight stretching and stuff to the skin. Really nice kind of finer scaling as you get down here closer to the mouth. I love that as well. The detailing there around the eye is beautifully done. Really nice eye socket area for our Ceratosaurus. And again, the scale detail and texturing and everything continues to look really nice there throughout the side of the face. As you get down here into the lower jaw, you can see just how nice that scale detail looks again down here. The model is just really vibrant as far as the way that the detail looks on it. And you can see that that scale detail quickly ceases to a really nice skin textured look as you lead out into the lower jaw. Like the scales get really nice and really fine. In fact, you can almost see, there we go. Now you can see how fine that those scales look on that lower jaw. Really nice. You can see they get a little bit larger out here though at the tip of the jaw, which looks really cool. The teeth are all sculpted individually, all sculpted beautifully. You can see the Ceratosaurus has its mouth wide open, looking very cool. And you can also see that the detail there as far as like that skin flap on the side of the mouth also looks really, really well done. The tongue is included inside the mouth right there. If you take a look at it from a front-facing view, you can see just how incredible it looks overall. Really nice detail there on the upper side of the inside of the mouth. Really, really nice looking. Very, very highly detailed. And you can generally pick up on the fact that the throat is really nicely sculpted out. Like I'm trying to get an angle where the light can hit it. You can see the throat back there. It honestly does not look like it ends, so it looks so unbelievably realistic because it looks like it actually has a genuine throat back there, which is insanely, insanely cool. You can see again the detail on this side looks fantastic, just like we saw on the previous side. The teeth are all beautifully sculpted, the tongue and everything, the detail here on the inside of the mouth all looks fantastic throughout. Again, the scale detail looks super vibrant on this side as well. Everything over here looks just as nice as it did on the initial side. And one thing that I really like about this one is, as opposed to kind of just having like the, trademark Ceratosaurus crests and stuff, up here, they have more of like a different type, almost like an armored type of an appearance to them on his version. And that's not something that I often see on Ceratosaurus. They usually look a little different, but I really, really love the way that he has sculpted his out. I think it looks absolutely incredible from a detailing standpoint as far as the way that that detail here looks. And you can also see up on the top of the head some more really nice fine scaling up here. And then as we lead back here into the neck, you start to get a really nice line of ridges that runs along the back of the neck, but there's also some really large scales that run along the back of the neck, very reptilian looking scales, which I also love. And then as you lead down here into the side of the neck, you can start to see how the scale detail kind of transitions from that larger scale detail to a really fine scale detail, and it's a super smooth transition as you lead down there. But you can also see that the dinosaur is completely littered with osteoderms and stuff throughout the entire neck region, which I also really quite love. You also have some really nice like wrinkling and stuff down here in the lower part of the neck, and the scale detail here on the underside is really beautiful, very reptilian, and I love the way that this looks as well. And just looking here, you can kind of pick up on the throat itself, but so many like wrinkles and stuff to the skin. Like there's just so much kind of skin detail shown in the sculpt of this Ceratosaurus as far as like very minute wrinkles and stuff throughout. It's truly incredible to see in hand. I must say that you absolutely have to pick this up if you get the opportunity. Of course, the opposing side of the neck looks pretty much the same as what we just saw on the initial side. There's no real big difference over here detail-wise, but that means that it looks phenomenal over here as well. So an incredible Ceratosaurus for sure. The paintwork here was of course done by me, so you can paint yours however you would like, and with a sculpt this highly detailed and this beautiful, the sky is pretty much the limit as far as how you can paint your Ceratosaurus. But you also have this kind of like black base back here where you attach your dinosaur to. It's not black originally, I painted it black, but you can paint it again however you would like. And you basically attach the dinosaur, there's a peg right here, and you attach it to this little base that stands it up, and I just gave it kind of like an earthy look as far as the, paintwork goes. But you can see that the sculpt of it has that really nice earthy appearance, very highly detailed, pretty much just like the Ceratosaurus was, and the detail does not cease anywhere on this base. Like you can see the detailing, the texturing and everything is just phenomenal the entire way around. So a really nice addition to the Ceratosaurus bust is this beautiful earthy textured base. So I love this as well, an absolutely awesome addition to this beautiful Ceratosaurus bust. And then to apply your Ceratosaurus to the base, you have a little hole right here that you just have to slide the peg into. If I can find the spot when I can't actually see it right there. So, oh, I missed it again. There we go. Now I got it. So we just slide that on there, and the Ceratosaurus stands perfectly on its base. As far as the size goes for a length on the bust, you are looking at, if we get this nice and flush right there, you are looking at a little over 7 inches or about the 18 centimeter range. And then for a height to the top of the neck, you are looking at about just shy of 7 inches or about 17.5 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon in comparison to our gorgeous Allan Palmer Ceratosaurus bust, and you can definitely see that in comparison to these guys right here, the bust sports a very impressive size. It's not anything that's huge, like obviously it's not a life-size Ceratosaurus bust, although that would be probably one of the coolest things ever to have. But you can definitely see that it still sports a very impressive size, definitely one of the nicest sized dinosaur busts that I think I have in my collection. So on top of being incredibly well detailed, sporting a very professional appearance overall and a very high quality appearance, it has a very impressive size on top of everything. So this Ceratosaurus bust from Allan Palmer might be the nicest dinosaur bust that I have in my collection. Like visually, it is so beautiful. The appearance of this Ceratosaurus is, just so unbelievably appealing to the eye. I love the kind of osteoderm-like look running down the neck, the ridges running along the back, and the way that he sculpted out the scale detail is just insanely well done. I love the difference in scale detail. Like, he didn't go the easy route and just use like a texture stamp and just, give it all the same style scale detail throughout. Like, he really goes the extra mile to give you the highest of quality sculpt, and you can see that really nicely throughout the sculpt of this Ceratosaurus. Like, I love how some areas have that really nice larger sized scaling, but each scale still has like its own individuality to it. Like, every scale is slightly different size, slightly different shaped, but looking like they belong. And then they transition to like a slightly smaller scaling, and then down to a really fine scaly look for the rest of the dinosaur. And then we have a totally different style of scale detail for the underside of the neck and throat. Really nice difference as far as like the scale detail on the face and the lower jaw. Like, there's just so much detail wise on this Ceratosaurus. It is honestly mind-blowing. And then on top of that, I love that kind of almost armored type of a look that he has given the crests of the Allosaurus. It's a little different than what you usually see displayed on a Ceratosaurus, and because of that, it's like a breath of fresh air for this species, just really, really giving you something unique and different than most, and I absolutely love that aspect of the model as well. It is sculpted out very nicely with a slight tilt to the head and an opened mouth, and I love that as well, showing off not only the beauty of the Ceratosaurus, but obviously the fierce side of the dinosaur as well. Of course, every ounce of this dinosaur is as highly detailed as it gets, including the inside of the mouth, which is just fantastic. I love the aspect of the throat back there looking like it genuinely is a throat. Like, it really doesn't get more lifelike, I would say, than what you see before you with this Ceratosaurus bust. On top of all of that, you get that really cool kind of backdrop that the Ceratosaurus connects to, and the fantastic base underneath sporting a very nice earthy looking area, and you just pretty much have the total package as far as what a dinosaur bust should look like. This is exactly what a dinosaur bust should look like. It is just perfection in every way, if you ask me. So, again, this is not currently for sale, but as soon as it does go up for sale, trust me, I will let you guys know so that you can place an order for it immediately. This is, again, one of the nicest dinosaur busts, not only in my collection, but that I've ever seen anywhere. It is definitely, without question, worth a purchase and deserves a place in any prehistoric collection. So once again, as soon as this is available for sale, I will let you guys know right away, somewhere, whether it be in a news video or on the community section of this channel. So make sure when it is available, you pick it up, and make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.